Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to just share just a little quick tidbit. Obviously, we know that we have our hands on something and it's really just starting. I mean, we have put in the elementary work of getting position and, getting our feet wet in Savings Highway Global. But guys, I know we are really just beginning. And, there's going to be some strategies we're going to use. Um, Different marketing strategies to build our team, but you got to have faith and confidence first and belief more than anything to get this off the ground. So this morning, obviously, I get up personal development, first thing that you got to dive into and just, listening to some incredible information on getting debt free. And that's the primary driver for me at this phase. I mean, it used to be to get stuff and things, and we're going to do those things too. But I think I just shared, matter of fact, let me make sure I did that now. I just shared the link, and it's an interesting program with Dave Ramsey, the Total Money Makeover. So I just shared that with the group just now. So I think you guys will get that. But, getting out of debt is something just like we study anything else. You got to have a plan. And guys, everybody's not doing it, but it doesn't matter what everybody's doing. We got to decide what we're going to do. Okay. And I'll tell you, I'm looking to partner with people who are serious. And, we've just devoted a lot of time here in the last 90 days. I think I've been through probably 5 books, 6 books. I've read more in the last 90 days than I ever have in my career, and I'm reading 2 right now. So it'll be a total of 8 books, and I'm gonna read 3 more that I just downloaded. And I tell you, it not only soars your confidence, your vision, it makes clear what you want to do. So I want to just share this with you this morning to show you what we really have our hands on. But as I shared yesterday, if you write the vision and make it plain, so that he who reads it may run. And God has a way of putting the roadmap in front of us, and he's already done that. We just got to take advantage of it. We just got to step out of our comfort zone and take advantage of it. Okay. So here's the thing. When you look at the game plan, let me just show you how life today, here we are, February 2022, how February 2023 can be a whole different lifestyle, whole different, when we hit the floor in the morning, what we're doing. And we got to assume a lot of that responsibility mentally now. We got to be able to see ourselves doing that, getting uncomfortable to be more comfortable right now. Okay. So let me just show you this. My whole thing is personal, and I'm going to sponsor 20 new. Okay. This month, I'm not playing. I've kind of sit back and observed some things and just getting closer to our company. And we just took some things for granted that people would just get out and get going, because it is so affordable. People are going through situations, but I mean, everybody isn't down. I mean, there's a lot of folks doing well. A lot of the investment plans out there, folks are winning with, and that's great. And I hope they continue to do so. But regardless of that, we have a plan. Anytime someone, in spite of what else is going on, has made a decision to do something great, expectations can soar, and it becomes contagious. So 20 personals, that's going to generate a $500 a month residual income. Okay. $500 a month. It's going to put obviously $1,000 in your pocket. You bonus it in 30 days. That's $2,000, but 500 a month. And I love the upfront money, but I'm truly after the lifestyle money, which is the residual. Okay. And then on the second level, I'm working with those people to help them average at least 10. Okay. At least 10. And it's not just on the board. It's working with these guys to help them sponsor 10 people. 3-way calls, double checking, double and triple checking the plan of action, making sure that we're spending our time wisely. We're holding ourselves accountable to our activity, the goals we set. You got to do it. And then those guys, they're people too, their team as well. Each one of them average 5, of which I don't even know who they are yet, but it doesn't matter. And it's really getting those guys in mental shape, right? How to make this business work. And you have to change your thinking. You have to really come in here with a made up mind of determination and winning. But look at how the residual income is soaring. I mean, just like that, $6,500 a month, you know, in residual income. All right. And then those guys, same thing, making sure they got the game plan, that they start a strong 90-day plan with a strong 1 week plan the first week. Get out the blocks, having a private business reception right away, making a list of 100 names, you know, within, sorry about that, guys, over in a hotel. We got some friends in here. Okay. But, you know, making a list right away of 20 contacts and organizing it, finding out who these people are and a little bit about them. Sometimes we just start blasting people and never uncover what their needs are, where they're at, if they're comfortable, if they're truly interested, if they've wrote down a plan of where they want to be in the next 5 years, okay, 24 months. And that's what we got to know. We got to uncover these things, guys. And we got to have a sense of urgency in doing it. And so just like that, you know, you got to understand, guys, you're in the top 1%, 2% income earners in the country, just like that. Just like that. And we're still growing, we're still learning, we're still maturing. But now you have an incredible income with even more responsibility, you know, to be able to help others, give back, and run your business. Okay, run your business. And that's why now I'm studying and partnering up with some of the best minds when it comes to people making this kind of money, because we want to have the experts to help us. You know, shame on us. And I've made those mistakes in the past where you do make that kind of money, but you don't really seek out the professional help. I mean, I had Edward Jones, you know, that was my brokerage for years, and they did a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I love the concepts today. I mean, it's just like so many things have unfolded because of the internet and information and the cell phone now with all these apps. You know, I go back 2012, 2013, 2014, a lot of these things weren't even available yet, or they were just starting to surface. So to what we have now, I mean, I am just totally, totally excited. And then everything after level 4, guys, it's going to take you're now working on the kind of wealth to make sure your grandchildren, your great grandchildren are straight. You can really start building legacy wealth now, because now, you know, those guys come in and average just 5. You know, here, notice that everybody after level 2 is averaging just 5 partners. A lot of these guys are going to want to go executive. They're going to want to be executives, but on average, look at this. I mean, you go from 1,000 to 5,000, you're now top, you know, 1-2% income earners. Then that goes to 25,000. How does it don't just go, but you got to have people plugging into a system day one. From the moment they're sponsored, they're plugged into a system that, hey, okay, I'm going to email you this, my welcome letter. I'm going to also let you know my availability, but here's what you need to do in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay. And that's the thing. Some people we send information to and they just sit on it, you know, hadn't called, hadn't done anything. You know, at some point on the other side of the fence, there has to be a motor getting cranked up, getting started, taking some initiative, you know. And so that's what we're looking for. And that's what leadership is all about, because leaders make this kind of money, guys. Don't fool yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of people aren't born leaders. They have to be taught. And so we got to be ready to teach. And that's what we're looking at here. Okay. But you're talking about now, you're in the top sub 0%. You know, you're in that wealthy category. And to whom much is given, much is required. Just like that, guys, life is totally, totally different. And there's 2 or more levels of duplication that could take place here before you're even done. But look at, you've created a movement, you've created belief, you've created excitement, life's changed. And that's why when this happens, when people get to this point here, this is why they're continually blessed exponentially, because they've created a vision for people. They've created something for people's hearing that can change their direction in life. And that, I realize that's not to be taken lightly. I think just because I was so into my personal goals for many years, and I achieved a bunch of them, I attained a lot of them, but I didn't really recognize the fact that how many lives were being touched because of what we did, because of the choices, the disciplines that we just adhered to, and we were just used to doing it. We were just that was just what we did. Thank God that we had that type of upbringing and leadership as our mentors taught us. And so, but guys, it goes exponentially now. I mean, you're literally in position to max out a matrix. You could start another one. Whoever said you had to retire, I'm not looking to retire until I retire. And I'm probably not going to retire for good until I'm 70. I've made it a point, and that'll be doing things that I want to do. And at that point, I'll just be an advisor and helping other people, maybe speaking, supporting books that I write, doing different engagements, and maybe even taking a major interest, and I'm sure I will, in politics. But this is what you got to understand. It all can start from right here, just with your vision and the right vehicle and the right partners. And this is where we can go with this thing, guys. So, but let me show you, it's our responsibility to get this started. We can't look at nobody else. We can't worry about nobody else. Sure, it's always good to have healthy competition, but it's on us at the end of the day. Look at these statistics here, okay? What is the top 2% salary in the US? Across the US, the average income for the top 2% of all earners is about $206,000. I think now they list that as the top 5% because this was in 2015. So now it has risen. So now it's the top 5% is about 206,000. But this one is recent, okay? This is recent here. What is the top 1% of income earners in the US? 597,000. So a little over $500,000, and you're in the top 1% of earners. And at that point, it's not about how much you can spend. Of course, it's all about being frugal. Because think about if you just basically made no percent on your money and you took half of your income there at the top 1% and you just saved it at no return, you'd save $1 million every 4 years with zero return, zero interest back. Okay. So imagine if you put that kind of money to work for real, you could probably create $1 million every couple of years. That's how powerful this is, guys, on your money. So it boils down to, living debt-free, right? That's my goal. When I look at my why, number one, I want to live debt-free. Okay, I've made up in my mind, that's what I want to do. So my why. Number two, build dreams with my family. I want to help my family. But at the same time, it's not a gimme situation. It's building responsibility to create wealth. It takes discipline because otherwise undisciplined can put them in a worse position. Even could take them out of here. Right? So we want to make sure that we're responsible and they're responsible. Number three, achieve my personal goals. The type of home I want to build and where I want to live, the type of cars I'd love to drive, the type of traveling and how I travel, all of that, right? And that's the things you can realize once you get serious. And the crazy thing is, it can start with just a concept. That's what most designers start on paper first. It's an idea, and then you put it on paper to make it plain. All right. And then we run to put it together. And that's the thing. And when we run to put it together, now we learn, we grow, we stay consistent, right? And we can achieve what it is we're trying to achieve. Because remember, it's impossible to stop a man or woman that won't quit. Okay. And then number four, my personal goal, I want to be able to invest $50,000 a month. Okay. to be able to invest 50,000 a month and then grow it from there. 100,000, right? 200,000. Ultimately be able to invest $500,000 a month. But you got to start somewhere. And that's where I want to start. And I'm talking about here in the next 12 to 18 months to be able to put away 50,000 a month with what most people's dream income. You're looking at investing. But you know, you got to have your own. Maybe yours is not that big, or maybe it's bigger. To be able to give 20,000 a month at the same time. Okay. So invest 50 and give 20. Right? And then of course be able to grow that proportionally. God loves a cheerful giver. I just imagine when God loves us, the grace that's on our life, our family, you know, we're in God's protection. You know, being selfish and stingy usually comes from a lack, you know, being broke. Because we always thinking about self, right? But to be able to put ourselves in position of abundance, that's what it takes to really to be a cheerful giver. I mean, you look at most folks who are abundant, and I'm not saying everybody, because obviously some people are wealthy and rich and greedy because they're in love with the money, and they always get what they deserve. And that's the part we probably don't hear enough about or see. But the whole point is, you know, to be able to bless others and do it quietly. I mean, I don't have to make it a public spectacle. I don't need the credit. It's just what I want to do. It's my goals. I'm not doing it for a show, right? And so then you look at personal development. I want to be able to bless other young men and women that are getting started, you know, other adults that are just not necessarily struggling, but hadn't found the path. Because I think we all go through situations for a period of time, but ultimately we find our purpose, we find our path, we find our passion. And you got to search for it. You know, it's not going to just fall on you. You got to search for it. You got to put yourself in position to find out. And it may happen sooner than later. And sometimes it may be later than sooner. But you got to get on the journey. You got most people not even on the path to find out. They're just zooming through life like just nomads in the matrix. You know, they're just caught in the matrix, never really realizing their purpose. So they're being put to use in somebody else's purpose. And that's what the somebody else's of the world tend to want. And then finally, ministry, you know, nationally and globally, because that's what ultimately we've been called to do, right? And I want to start that sooner than later as well. So guys, these are the things that we're talking about. Possibly, you know, look at partnering with politics in some regard because of issues that we believe in, you know, and for a community, for our country, right? For people who are taken advantage of, but just being able to make a difference, to be a voice, not just sit back and put your head in the sand and act like, you know, everything's great everywhere. You know, what can we do to help? And that's the bottom line. See, great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Napoleon Hill. So folks, all I know is now is just a better time than ever to get serious about where we want to go. The car is in front of us. You know, we got the keys. Now let's get in and press the gas. You know, we got a car fueled up and ready to go. And when you got a car fueled up and ready to go, now you just got to make a decision. You got to just plant your territory of where you want to go. You know, plot your course, I should say, of where you want to take it. You know, do you want to go 2 blocks or do you want to go 3 states over? You know, you just got to decide. And I think once we decide where we want to go, then ultimately we win because we'll reach our destination. It could be raining, it could be, you know, floods, it could be all kind of stuff we encounter, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And more importantly, we're going to learn to help the next traveler know what it takes to get there. So guys, I hope this has been helpful this morning or whenever you were able to view this. But our whole intent is to help people realize that we have it within us to drive this car. We do. You got your driver's license. Let's go. All right, everybody. Be blessed.